Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to put my glue across the back now. I've got my 3D on, my 3D tape, and I'm going to glue that down. I am not putting it on the corners because I'm going to put some metal corners on each side, so I'm trying not to add that right now on the corners. Okay, so I'm going to be using these bits. Basically I've used Tim Holtz measuring tape, and I've also used that drywall tape and just some of the papers torn. So I want to put this in two of the sections, so I'm going to put this up top here, like that, and I'm going to put it down here like that. So I'm just pulling it and I'm going to whack it down. And like I said, all the edges, I've distressed everything. Okay. And I've curled all the edges back and stuff like that. Okay, now I'm going to put the frame down. And I'm going to put glue on the corners where there is the most thickness that you won't see the glue. I do have some thin nozzles. Decor actually makes, I haven't tried them yet, but I'm going to do a whole video on some of the Decor line that I got. But these thin nozzles, they're meant for art journaling and doing like writing, but I think that will really come in handy with the glue. And I've noticed the actual, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it's got like a pin, so it actually keeps the nozzle unblocked when you've got the lid on, which is a great idea, because with this Helmer's glue I find, yeah, it blocks really bad, but it's such a great glue. And I don't have to use one glue for metal, one glue for, you know, for epoxy, one glue for paper, fabric. I can use just one glue and that's it. I'm done. Okay. And I'm going to put my die cut. So that's one of the die cuts from In Love Arts. I'm just going to stick that there. Okay. And I've also got this piece in the middle, which I've die cut with, it was an old vintage collection from Kaisercraft, Timeless Vintage, and I bought like hundreds of sheets of that collection because I loved it so much, and went through a couple paper pads when I was first beginning, and I've still got it. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in the middle. I've got one of these Tim Holtz frames which I was going to put this way, but I think I'm going to put it sideways. Yeah, I think sideways is the way to go. And like I said, don't have to change the glue. So I'm just going to put that there, blob there, and blob there, and just get rid of my glue strings in the middle. I'm going to have my big butterfly. Like I said in my DT package, I've actually, and I've just put brads on either side and gone over it with that metallic guster. The butterfly's quite large. And I measured it in the video. I think I said like it was 3 inches or something like that. So at its biggest parts. And like I said, I've gone over it with the luster around the edges. All the flowers I've gone around with luster. And also the cog die cuts I've gone around. And I've coloured some cheesecloth cream because I thought the white was too stark. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got some, I'm just looking for that 3D tape. I'm thinking of just putting some in the middle, but it has to be quite thin to hide it behind that key. Okay. And as you can see, that's not glued yet, but that's a good thing because it gives you time to move it if you want to move it. Okay, just going to run glue along the middle of the butterfly and put it down. I think I need another layer. Because the frame is quite thick, so we've got to fit it in the middle of the frame. And I'm going to run on there. And yes, I don't take the tape, the thin tape off, the protective tape. You can see that through it. And I love this teal colour, it's really pretty. It was a Kaiser Craft cardstock. Like I said, this die is absolutely so detailed, intricate. Hopefully you can see that. Hang on, I'll lift the camera up. You can see the details. So pretty. So I want it to sit that the wings are open and like it's about to flap. Okay, and got my cheesecloth. So I'm gonna put my flowers down here, I think. And I'm thinking once I'm done, I'm gonna slide the corners up here. So I just got these little metal corners that I got a long time ago off eBay. Okay, I've got cheesecloth, so I'm going to cut that and I'll be right back.